What's up, y'all? Goofy Rexy here. Hope everybody is doing well, and wanted to do a video and talk about the Ace of Raids that's going to be starting tomorrow night here. In preparation, I know players are trying to figure out, okay, well, what characters are the best character options for these individual traits that we were given here, right? The diamond trait, the club trait, the heart trait, the spades, like which ones are the best characters. So we're going to be going through that here in this video, giving you sort of my recommendations on what characters to either build or to use for these individual nodes, and I'll talk about the reasons why. Just so you are aware, just in case, I assume that you probably already know this already, but I just want to do my due diligence. The map for the Gambit raids are already up on MSF.gg. So if you jump into MSF.gg, go there and get to their main page here. If you click on the drop down, let me actually zoom out a little bit because it's sort of hiding some of the tabs. If you click on the database tab here and then go to maps, there's a drop down in the middle, go all the way down to Gambit raid, and then you'll see the maps that are here. Kind of cool because you can see based on sort of like, okay, well, I start off with this node, which is gonna require me using clubs or require me using spades. I'm like probably butchering the actual symbols here. You can click on the individual nodes and remember that they're going to be modifiers for these nodes, which are what we call as a community so far scourges, right? But they're modifiers here. You can see what those modifiers are going to be for each individual node. You can also see the rewards as well that you're going to be able to get for those each individual nodes as well. So you can kind of help get yourself prepared, work with your alliance, and figure out, okay, which lane do I want to take and how do I prepare for each one of these individual nodes here. But let's jump into the character list and talk about the best options that are there. So I kind of broke it down to where, okay, let's talk about the best options that are available based on the traits, and then let's talk about the secondary options and then the met options. There are options here that I did not even list at all because I'm gonna just keep it real with you. They're not going to be good regardless of whichever direction you want to go in. So therefore, I just figured, what's the point of even mentioning them here? So in regards to diamonds, this is what I came up with so far in terms of the best character options. So I think realistically, your best options are going to be Gamora, Nebula. I like Gamora and Nebula together because of the assist mechanic. You're always going to be essentially getting a triple tap whenever each one of them take, or double tap and then triple tap when each one of them take a turn here. So therefore, I do like the option of having them together. So I definitely want to have that there. Also, Gamora is going to be able to get empowered a little bit faster when Nebula is there. So I do want to be able to take advantage of that. And they're a phenomenal dynamic duo. So I definitely wanted to include them on this list where that is concerned. Dr. Voodoo. This is for, if I didn't say this is for diamonds. Dr. Voodoo, I like his individual kit, health steal. You also have the ability block, health steal on pretty much basically all of his abilities here. So I do like that. Morbius, quick outright damage that you can get from him. Lacks a little bit of sustain. However, you do have Dr. Voodoo that's there, so they can sort of kind of work as a tandem together. That can be pretty good in this node. Just looking at some of the best options that are available, right? I think using Dr. Voodoo and Morbius together will definitely go a long way. I like Symbiote Spider-Man still, and that's one of the reasons why I have him as one of the best options. The reason why is because, I mean, he's a phenomenal raid character. Individually, you're still gonna find some usage. There are times where I stupidly play the Web Warriors and the Doom Raids and I lose a character. Primarily it might be Spider-Man Miles, or sometimes Scarlet Spider gets deleted because Black Bolt and Electro like to target Scarlet Spider, and sometimes I'm not paying attention. So usually I swap in Symbiote Spider-Man and he does phenomenally well there. Because he does boost him a little bit with his passive ability in terms of health. He gets the drain from raids. You can get a stun from him. He can also extend negative effects, right? So to me personally, I definitely think that SSM is one of your better options that has the diamond traits. Now, secondary options, I had Carnage listed here because Carnage does synergize pretty well with Symbiote Spider-Man. He'll also get the 100% drain from Symbiote Spider-Man as well. So therefore, I think it's a good option. Carnage also does get that turn meter on when an enemy gets to a certain percentage health, is 20% health or something like that, or in the red. So therefore there is some usage that you can get there. He also applies some bleeds. There he can drag negative effects from one character to another character, so that can come in handy. And he can, of course, with his special ability, he can take advantage of those extra negative effects there that you can do additional damage based on that. So therefore you can get some solid options for him there as well. Magic, and I put here because like she's a decent secondary option. She's not great. I'm using her in Dark Dimension 5 right now, and she's not useful, right? She does something, but I put her here because if you're thinking about using Gambit will boost her health by 25%. Gambit will also get drained from magic, so you can get a little bit of some sort of synergy there. But I definitely think that you're probably going to want to go with these 6 options, including Carnage, first before going with Magic or Gambit. I just don't think Gambit does really very well at all, just based on my initial testing in raids. And then I put some meta options here like Dazzler, Sunfire, Colossus. Colossus is probably a better option, I think, because he does. If you're gonna use Magic and Gambit, Colossus can tank. He can take some hits. I'm not even convinced of it, right? All right, let's talk about clubs. This is the worst list ever, bro. This is the worst of the worst options that there could ever be. Like, there's just nothing good here other than the 3 characters that I've listed. It's Silver Surfer, it's T'Challa, and I put Yondu here as a question mark because I'm like, okay, Yondu has some summons. Yondu synergizes with T'Challa, therefore you can make that work. And I looked it up, I pulled it up, I'm like, okay, well, Yondu with the passive, he can copy 3 positive effects, including taunt from the to self from each enemy. He can clear the copy positive effects from those enemies, so that's the spell, right? Whenever he takes a turn. This ultimate can also clear 2 positive effects. All right, and then his special, he can also summon these minions, right? So Ravager Boomer and then Ravager Stitcher. Ravager Stitcher can help with some healing. The health steal on the ultimate can definitely be helpful, right? So I think you're probably using Yondu mainly for, some of the copying of the positive effects and clearing those are good, but then also be the summons that you can give too, right? So like Stitcher can definitely help with that 10% health steal, doing some very minor damage, but some damage. Ravager Boomer can reduce speed bar of primary and adjacent targets. So I mean, you can get some solid value. There's an assist mechanic there with the passive. So I do think that you can find some good solid usage here and some value by using Yondu and then some of the minions. So that's the reason why I put Yondu here. Because I mean, what else do we have other than Silver Surfer and T'Challa, right? So that's the reason why he's there. Secondary options. Here's my thinking on this. Magneto, turn 1, you probably use him for 1 node. He ults, he blinds. You know, you can get a leg up in that node. Taskmaster, very similar. Turn 1 can blind. Also with the special, he can stun. I think you can also copy positive effects. Thor got a rework. He's gonna do a little bit more damage, so you can find some value there. Loki is definitely a question mark. I think he's good for like arena stuff where you're just using him for his passive. Here, I don't know, like if you've built him up, maybe you could get a turn 1 defense down and somebody can nuke, right? Maybe you use it that way, but he's very much a question mark and probably more in the mech category. Yellow Jacket is definitely in the mech category for me. He's a gamma ray character though, so I put him here. Gambit, probably gonna be mech throughout this entire list. Spider-Punk, although he's a raid character, individually he doesn't really do much for anything really, so therefore he definitely needs the other Web Warriors to be dynamic, so he's in the mech category. Shatterstar is also in the mech category for me as well. All right, let's talk about Hearts. Hearts has some pretty good decent options here as well. Some of the best options are going to be Emma, nothing needed to be said there. Sharon Carter, yeah, she's in a solid controller. She's going to provide some solid value for you in regards to just stuns, ability blocks. She won't be able to reduce the speed bar because Captain Sam America is not there, but she'll still provide you some solid value with the ult and provide you some solid value with the ability block and defense down and stun and clearing the positive effects. So therefore I definitely put her here. Ghost Spider, individually she's great too. She has an ability block. She does a good amount of damage. I like her here. She can spread negative effects. I like her here as well. Agatha, you're probably going to already have her built up, so you might as well use her here. She can also provide some value with some offense down, some negative effects too. I like Dagger still, even though Cloak, she's definitely better with Cloak. I like Dagger because she can clear positive effects. She still does a decent amount of damage with her ult, but also she can provide offense up. So if you wanted to stick her in between Sharon Carter and probably Ghost Spider, like stick her in between them, whenever she takes a turn, she gives offense up to adjacent targets, to adjacent allies. So yeah, you can still get some solid value for her there. Secondary options, Nico, Spider-Woman, you're gonna have to build them for Scourge anyways, most likely for Rogue. So you can get some value here. I don't like Nico's RNG kit, but you can probably use her somewhere. Spider-Woman, offense downs. She also has an ability block, right? So therefore you can get some usage there. And Ghost, I think, is still a good option. Extended negative effects. She can also reduce the speed bar with her basic, so pretty good. Met options, Misty, Colleen, Kitty, and then anyone that's has the unlimited X-Men tag. That's common theme. All right, Spades. Best options. This is actually a really good list. Like, I'm very satisfied with probably Hearts and also Spades. Clubs, I'm like, ooh. Diamonds is like, okay, we can make it work. Clubs is just, whoa. But Spades, you got Morgan, Deathpool, Thanos. Like, Thanos feeding energy to Deathpool. Yeah, oh, come on now, stop. Get me too excited. I love it, honestly. I think it's great. So I would definitely recommend this. Morgan is Morgan cosmic? Somebody gotta remind me. And forgive me. No, Morgan is not cosmic, right? She's global, right? Yeah, so she's global. So it would have been nice if she was cosmic, right? And then Thanos could feed it. Am I reading Thanos' kit wrong? Good God, remind me, guys. Oh my goodness, has it been that long since I've really looked at Thanos' kit? Where is Thanos? We're gonna figure this out together as a people. All right, passive ability here. On death of an enemy, generate 2 ability for self or adjacent cosmic. Okay, all right, so it's cosmic. It's not anything else. All right, so yeah, you're really only gonna benefit Deathpool here with this group, but that's good though that you can still feed Deathpool energy. You can also feed. Thanos can also get energy from Deathpool, right? So maybe he can taunt. He can also give himself energy. So maybe if you want to just tank and take on some hits, that's pretty good. Spidey, I think, is still solid as an individual character. I think you're going to get some solid usage there with some defense downs, the stuns. Yeah, I think he's a good play here. Jubes, I still think good character. Stun, turn meter, rewind. Special ability can call allies to do damage. Basic can blind. Yeah, I think she's a good option. So you have really like good top heavy options here for Spades, but your secondary options are kind of whack. It's like Scarlet Spider and then Unlimited X-Men. That's really kind of like your main option that you have there, but Scarlet Spider could work with Spidey. So maybe you want to go that route, but these are sort of kind of like just your best options that you have available. Obviously, I didn't mention a few of them here, right? Because ultimately the way that I look at it is this: they are not worth mentioning. So that's the reason why they weren't mentioned on this list. But these are the best options that I think that you're going to find for diamonds, for clubs, for hearts, for spades. These are the best options that you have available, ones that you probably should invest into. I think Yondu actually may provide a lot more solid value and option for the Ace of Raids event. And I'm thinking, because I do think that those summons will make a little bit of a difference there. And I think that that will be enough to sort of kind of get you through some of the nodes. And of course, keep in mind that some of these nodes too, you do double up with some of these traits, so that will definitely help as well. But listen, hopefully you guys found this video to be helpful. Leave in the comments if you have any questions about anything, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Check the links that are down in the description. Until next time, guys, y'all be blessed, y'all be safe, bye.